Yo, peace. It's Miles from Bass and Vinyl. And I know it's been a minute, but we all had to gather here today to celebrate this family reunion that took place on Juneteenth. It was a great Juneteenth. Threw some burgers, hot dogs, and chicken on the grill. Had the kids outside playing in the front. And what a way to top it off, other than to get the grand finale of this Drake and Kendrick back and forth, the Ken and Friends pop out concert. Now, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I didn't know if it would be, just a continuation of him like piling on and kicking Drake in his back, or is it just like a celebration with the fans? So we kind of got a good mix of both, right? He started out with all hate, right? So after all of the opening acts, he had a bunch of the West Coast guys come out, which is really dope to see. And he started the set list with Euphoria. So you automatically know what type of energy it is for the rest of the night, So he performed. He did an amazing job. He's an amazing performer, incredible breath control, incredible entertainer, and more so towards like the middle and end, it stopped being so much about the back and forth. The battle. It was more so about the unity of the West Coast, which was cool to see. So all the stars started getting on the stage and celebrating and turning up and walking it out to They Not Like Us. He played it 5 times, back to back to back to back to back. And the crowd just singing along. He really didn't even have to recite any of the lyrics if he didn't want to. But it was just great energy, man. It was just a good day altogether. You know what I mean? So yeah. But and watching all of this, of course Twitter's going crazy. And you start to see some of the bias is starting to come back out. You starting to see people still defending Drake after over a month. You still have kind of like the antics going on. We started to get annoying, right? But over the past weekend, I was really trying to understand, like, are these people trolling or do they really feel like this? And what I've come to realize is they really feel like that. They really believe that, Drake won and demanding a recount and everybody else is just biased. But what I realized is that you just have different sects of music consumers, right? So, and it's not to say that one sect or one tier is better than the other one, but it helped me better understand why certain people responded, to the back and forth the way that they did, right? So I'm not a person to say that just because Kendrick won, that I think Drake was trash. They both were amazing. I think Kendrick just outwitted Drake. Drake actually had better sounding bars. So if we're just listening to it sonically, just like hit wise, you would probably give it like a draw or maybe even give the edge to Drake. But what I compare it to, I feel like a lot of Drake fans are Drake fans. They're not really fans of music. They're fans of like pop music, hits, something that's gonna make you bob your head. They don't like to really, they like surface level rap, which is cool. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that's all they like. Right. So if it's not that, they feel like it's trash, it's boring, oh, it's putting me to sleep. You hear all the things that, people say about artists like Kendrick and Cole and things like that. Nothing wrong with that, but you should know your place in the landscape of music, right? You have another sect that just appreciate music, so this is like the rap purists, people that just like art, people that just like music. They appreciate a wide range of music. It doesn't have to be a hit. It doesn't have to be super deep. It doesn't have to have the best beat, right? They appreciate the difficulty and all of the elements that go into making a fire project, right? So I think that was actually the differences that we were seeing on each side. People just really stuck to their sect of music, right? You have the purists that don't want to hear anything Drake has to say, and then you have the people that just want to hit, don't want to hear anything that K Dot has to say, right? So I compare it to car enthusiasts, right? So if you're a real car guy, you know about NASCAR, you know about street racing, you know about your everyday get around car, you know about Formula One, right? So real car guys know that Formula One is the apex, right? So we can appreciate watching a Formula One race and how difficult that is, how difficult it is for someone like Lewis Hamilton to, edge out all of these players by milliseconds and to hit these turns and to pit at the right time, right? It's a lot of nuance that goes into it. Whereas a Drake fan, right, you may just like a drag race with a Hellcat, right? A Hellcat is nice, you know. I would say the vast majority of people are more familiar with the Hellcat than they are with a F1 McLaren. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is the Hellcat guys are dissing the McLaren guys. Like you don't even know what you're looking at. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of the sentiment that you're getting from a lot of these Kendrick fans. Is like you don't even know how to evaluate that. You're just talking. You know, just like art. You know, some people like graffiti, some people like Mona Lisa, some people like sculptures. You know, but hey, maybe the Mona Lisa doesn't look good on the side of a Wendy's, you know, as graffiti, right? Certain elements of art is easier to appreciate in certain contexts, right? On a certain type of medium, right? So I don't think a lot of his fans really dissect all music as art. If it doesn't sound like Drake, it's trash, right? So it's cool. I think that kind of like helped me to better understand why people were making some of these really like egregious takes on Twitter, you know, just saying like how trash Kendrick is and immediately, oh, he's only going platinum 5 times and he only drops once a year. Like, okay, bro, you know, it takes a Rolls Royce a year to be made. You know what I mean? It's quality body of work. Like we understand the artistry that goes into it. Like he has a lot of layers to his music. There's a lot more in the content of what he's making, right? So people that appreciate that appreciates artistry, not just the artists themselves, right? But anyway, you know, the Ken and Friends joint was fire. You know, I'll definitely rewatch it. I watched it with a lot of my guys last night, so the energy was just crazy, man. You know, coming off of the holiday, so it just really compounded the impact that the whole back and forth had. So we'll see what happens now. Drake hasn't really said much. He kind of, you know, posts here and there. Maybe he's not bothered by it. Maybe there's no more responses after this. But knowing him, he's a little petty, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get, you know, another track or two out of this, whether it's subliminal or something direct. But yeah, hopefully Kendrick is coming with a project. I'm pretty sure he's going to keep up with this momentum, you know, kind of feed off of that with his whole PG Lane wave since he's not with TDE anymore. Yeah, but it was cool to see the whole West Coast vibe and unify like that. You know what I mean? Because you hear it a lot. You know, some of the East Coast and West Coast and Midwest guys kind of uh, would like to emulate what the South has, what Atlanta has built. You know, with the camaraderie, where it's a lot more collaboration. You know, you don't really get a whole lot of long lasting beefs. You know, you probably get a little, you know, shot here and there, but it's nothing significant that's really setting the South back. And I think that's been one of the West Coast's biggest problems is nobody got along. Right? So it's hard to make music and collaborate with some of your favorite artists when nobody's like really on the same wave like that. Yeah, so if you watched it, man, let me know what you thought about it. What was your favorite part? I know Twitter was crazy. If you feel like I'm tripping, you know, you feel like Drake won, please tell me why. Like detail why without, you know, using numbers and sales and stuff like that. But yeah, either way, I think Drake is gonna come back stronger. I think he has to drop some heat now just because of the pressure that's on him.